over 5 decades of my life, I encountered many beliefs and went into various denominations. I will not stay long, but I just wanted to just highlight few. Like I grew up in a Catholic church, a Catholic home. They taught the Bible, they teach the Bible, but yet I saw things that is not in the scriptures. Things like Mary, the Mother of God, um, Saint Peter, people pray to, but that's image and statues of those in the church. Then I move on from the Catholic Church and went to the Pentecostal Church, and the Pentecostals, um, they believe in highly educated people. They believe in women preaching the gospels. We continue to move on. The Jehovah Witness. So I was a part of many movements. When I mean part, just passing through and searching and looking for the truth. And all these various churches had different, I would say, way of life, right? The Jehovah believe in certain practices, and the Adventists believe in a particular day of worship, and the Jordanites believe in the men should cover their head, and the Lodge believe in that you should wear all over black all times. And so that's why I asked the panel, could you identify, how could a person, a non-believer, could identify and know the true church? And that was the question.
Yeah, thanks for that question. And it's a very important question, because a lot of people that have been on a similar journey that as you have are still asking this question as to what is the true church. When we study the Bible, we find out that the Bible only identifies one true church, past, present, and future. And this church is the house of Israel, the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. The word church simply means called out, an assembly. All right. And Israel are the people that God have called out of Egypt, out of bondage, to be free through his truth. All right. And they are the people that he have called to be a light to the world. And he said all non-Israelites, noted in the Bible as Gentiles, they can join themselves to Israel. They can learn from Israel how to serve the true and living God. Amen. Follow his laws, his statutes, his commandments, whom Moses, Jesus, and the apostles were all Israelites, all descendants, and they went out and taught all nations how to serve God by following his laws, his statutes, and his commandments. Well, of course, after the first council of Nicaea, the council of at Trent, and several other councils, men begin to come up with different opinions and different ways of how they think, we can do this, A, B, C, and all of these things was there. But the true church, past, present, and future, have always been identified in scriptures as the house of Israel, the bride of the Most High God, the New Jerusalem. These are all allegorical terms that are used to describe the church. I seen a new heaven and a new earth coming down, and the city had 12 gates that represented the 12 tribes of Israel. We see the future church also, all right, the 140 and 4,000 taken from the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. We see the church, past, present, and future. We see it's the house of Israel. So now when one would seek the true assembly or the true called out of God, they can do that through following his laws, his statutes, and his commandments, which is the only way to bring one closer to the Father by following his instructions that he has given to man. So this is what the Bible have identified from Genesis to Revelation, that there's only been one church, one assembly, one people that God have called and have established and have set them to be a light to the entire earth. Yes, in the past, Israel did fall. They did not meet this standard that God gave to them, but God prophesied that through Christ and the apostles at a later time, Israel, the elect of Israel, will rise and they will show forth the praise of the Most High God. It is prophesied that Israel will blossom and bud and fill the face of the earth with fruit. So we see future Israel, we see present Israel and future Israel being the door into salvation, and the door to the Father is through Israel for all mankind. Paul spoke of the Gentiles being grafted in, coming into this way and partaking of the fruits and the fatness of the root. Paul spoke about these things, and we teach this today, that all men, amen, can humble themselves and learn how to serve the Most High God by keeping his laws, his statutes, his commandments, and being able to come closer to him. So this is the only church that the Bible identified, past, present, and future. The only true church, the house of Israel, that has been established by God for his people.